class. Good morning. Alright, this is engineering economy. So start tayo sa simple interest. So nandiyan na kasi yung mga definition. Definition ng interest, simple interest. So for simple interest, we have two types. The first one is the ordinary simple interest. So paano ba kasi mag-compute ng simple interest? That is equal to the principal, present amount, or capital. Simple interest rate, number of interest period. Pero yung number of interest period natin should be in years. Then, kapag ordinary, automatic class na yung 1 year is only 360 days. Kasi i-assume natin na yung isang buwan is exactly 30 days. So, it doesn't matter kung leap year or non-leap year, 30, 31, 28, or 29 days yung buwan. Automatic na 30 days sa isang buwan kapag ordinary simple interest. Minsan, ito lang yung ginagamit ng mga bangko. Hindi minsan. Ito lang yung standard ng mga bangko. So, kaya tinatawag din siya minsan as the banker's calendar. Basta sa isang taon, ang banker's calendar is 360 days. Okay? So, let's have example number 1. So, paano pala mag-compute ng future amount? Ang future amount kapag simple interest is simply yung capital mo, yung principal amount mo, plus yung kanyang kinita, the interest. Okay, problem number 1 tayo. Sabi nga sa number 1, find the future amount for an ordinary simple interest on 1,000 pesos for 8 months and 20 days at an interest rate of 10%. So, kailangan lang natin dito, i-convert ito into a year. Or gawin ko lang na siya as days. So, n plus is equal to 8 times. Okay, we have 8 times 30 plus yung excess na 20 days. How many days in all? We have this as 200. Okay, 260 days. Okay, kunin natin plus yung simple interest equal to the present amount, interest rate, okay, number of interest period. And we have the interest equal to 1,000, yung given rate, 10%, 0.10. We have this as 260 days. Okay, convert natin to year. We have that as 1 year is to 360 days. Ayun lang siya, mas. So, we having what is the equivalent of the interest? Ibigay. 72 by 22. Ito na lang kasi yung sagot. Ano ba yung sagot? Ano ba yung tanong? So, ang required dun is find the future amount. Paano ba kasi mag-commute ng future amount? Yung capital plus yung interest. Yung kinita ng capital. You have the future amounts equal to 1,000 plus 72 by 22. So, yung sagot dito is equal to 1,072 by 22. Ito dapat tas yung sagot. Okay, so konting ingat lang since yun nga, meron din 72.22 sa traces. So future amount, yung capital mo plus yung kanyang kinita. Take note na ang interest is considered to be income dun sa nagpautang. Yung interest naman is considered to be yung bayad ng rent, ng pagkira mo ng pera kung ikaw yung umutang. Yan. Nasundan ka si problem number 1? Any question? We try problem number 2. Also a password. When it comes to the topic na simple interest. So, pakisubukan natin si number 2. Medyo hindi siya katulad ng problem number 1. So, kapag walang masyadong details, i-assume ninyo na yung problem is ordinary simple interest. Yan, katulad yan, si number 2. Okay, sagutan si number 2. Okay, proceed tayo sa number 2. A man is required to pay 57,500 pesos at the end of 15 days and 60,000 pesos at the end of 60 days. I determine the rate of interest. Ay, so wala siyang masyadong detail. Kapag ganito, i-assume nyo dapat na ordinary, simple interest. Pero ano ba yung formula natin ng simple interest? The interest is equal to present amount, interest rate, number of interest period. Yung present amount natin kasi, automatic dapat na ito ay nasa 0 day. Okay, lagi yan ha. Kapag present amount, ibig sabihin at current day. 0 day siya. So, given by plus, di ba wala? Walang 0 day. Other than that, okay, anong gagawin natin class? Kasi wala pa tayong n. Pero kukunin natin dito. Okay, so anong gagawin natin dito kapag ganito? Parang future amount lahat ng given. Do you agree? Future amount lahat yung given kasi after 15 days, after 60 days. Anong ginagawa ko kapag ganito yung problem? Ang ginagawa ko kasi is nagpa-fast forward ako. So fast forward. Okay, sabihin natin kasi na fast forward after 15 days. Ay, sabihin natin, fast forward, tapos na yung 15 days. Ano yung 57,500? After 15 days class, do you agree na yung 57,500 will be present amount? Diba, isipin natin, tapos na yung 15 days. Kung tapos na yung 15 days, nasa 15th day na tayo, present amount na to. Do you agree? Tapos, ilang araw siya class, mag-i-interest? Yun yung ating n. Ang n natin class is 60 minus 15. Mag-i-interest na lang siya ng 45 days. Tapos, okay class, di ba present amount ito? Di ba future amount ito? Kaya ginawa kong present ito, gagawin natin future yan. Okay, ano pa yung isang equation natin ng interest? Ang interest is present plus, ang future is equal to present plus interest. Para ba kasi mag-compute ng interest other than this? You have yung future amount, ibawas mo yung capital. Do you agree? So you have plus the interest is equal to, magkano yung ating future amount? Yan, 60,000 minus 57,500. So ang interest niya is equal to 2,500. Di ba parang malinaw yon? I mean, for 45 days, mag-i-interest yung pera mo from 57 to 60,000, nag-interest siya ng 2,500. Then, pwede na dito. Tama ba? So, yan plus the interest is equal to present amount, interest rate, number of interest period. Magkano yung ating interest? You have that as 2,500. Magkano yung ating present amount after 15 days? 57,500. Okay, ilang araw mag-i-interest? 45 days. Okay, ordinary, we have that as 1 year is to 360 days. So, by compute class, ano yung ating ordinary simple interest? So, ganun yung gawin ninyo kapag future lahat, tapusin niyo yung pinakamalapit. Kapag tapos na yung pinakamalapit, present amount na yun. Kapag walang given na, present. So, hopefully maalala niyo yan mamaya, kasi meron pa tayong isang example yata na ganyan. Ay, may isa na tayo? Dali siguro? Ano yan? 34 by 78 first. So this is a past form. So problem number 2. Any question class? May tanong? May tanong tayo kay problem number 2. Okay, we try problem number 3. So let's have plus the second type of ordinary of simple interest, that is the exact simple interest. So walang bagong formulas, the same lang naman na simple interest. So parang ganun pa rin, EP, future amount, present plus the interest. Pero dito, so from the term exact, kailangan natin mas bilangin yung exact number of days. Or gamitin natin yung exact number of days for the conversion, no? And so 365 days kapag non-leap year, 366 kapag leap year. So kailan natin masasabi kas na leap year? If the year is divisible by 4. So let's have example number 3. Sabi niya dito, so find the exact simple interest on 1,000 which was deposited on January 8, 1990 and to be withdrawn on October 8, 1992 if I is equal to 10%. So inahanap natin dito yung interest. That is the exact interest. So minsan mas kapag hindi na sinasabi na exact simple interest, ano yung clue ninyo na exact simple interest siya? Minsan nagbibigay siya ng mga dates na hindi sakto. So ang purpose nun, para magbilang ka ng araw. Okay, just in case na hindi niya nabanggit na exact simple interest. Okay, unlike sa ordinary, walang details. Okay? So, pero hindi naman natin kailangan bilangin lahat ng days. Pwede natin kunin yung mga exact years. Yung mga sakto lang. Okay, kasi ito yung mga sakto, January 8 ng 1990 papuntang January 8 ng 1992. Diba pwede yan? Sakto-saktong parehong date. Kapag parehong date, class, tinakonsider na yan as exact number of years. Ilang taon na ito, class? 2 taon, tama ba? 2 taon? 2 years. Ano lang class yung kailangan natin bilangin dito? That is from January 9 papuntang January 9 papuntang October 8 ng 1992. Ito yung kailangan nating bilangin. Kaya minsan naging matrabaho yung exact simple interest. Ay mas, pabilangin natin, ilang araw na lang i-consider natin sa January. Hindi na kasama yung January 8. Ilang araw ang January? 31 minus 8 is equal to 23. Tama ba? Okay, magsimula ka sa January 9. Hindi na kasama yung January 8. Ilang araw pas ang February? Bago mo sagutin yon, kailangan mo munang alamin, is 1992 leap year or leap year? Kung titingnan natin, 1992 divided by 4, whole number ba ito? So kung whole number, it is a leap year. Ano pala yung value nito? 498? 498? So kung whole number class, it is a leap year. So kung leap year class, ilang araw ang February? 29. Ilang araw class yung March? 31. Ilang araw yung April? 30. Ilang araw yung May? We have June? 30, tama ba? July? 31. We have August? 31. September? September is 30. Ano po na September? October? Hanggang October 8 lang tayo. Tama ba? Alam niyo ba para gamitin yung sa knuckle? Ginagamit yun. Tinuro sa akin ng kapatid ko noong grade 5 ako. So we have the total number of days, remaining days ng 1992. Ay kuha? How many days yan, class? Ay, ano naman natin? Ilang araw? 200? 274? So we have that as 274 days. So yan lang kasi, yun lang yung matrabaho na part kapag exact simple interest. Kaya pwede natin kunin yung interest, equal to present amount, interest rate, number of interest period. So we have I is equal to, magkano yung ating present amount, we have that as 1,000. Interest rate na given, 10%, 0.10. Total N natin thus is, okay, take note, may initial tayo dito na 2 years, tama? Idadagdag lang natin class yung excess. We have the 274 days. Pero take note class, yung 274 days na to ay nasa 1992. Ano yung conversion ng 1 year? We have 366 days. Okay, take note dahil ito ay leap year. Sundan yan. So again, for leap year, 366 days tayo since 1992 is a leap year. So, paibigay class, ano yung ating simple interest? 200? 274.86. So, that will be class our answer, a problem number 3. Any question? May tanong? So, yun kasi yung isang clue ninyo na ito ay exact simple interest, hindi sasakto, kaya kailangan yung magbilang. Kailangan yung magbilang ng days. Pero again, kunting ingat doon sa conversion. Tingnan nyo yung excess days na yon, is it within a leap year or non-leap year? Pero konting-konti lang yung difference actually kapag yung effect ng 365 at 366. Konting difference lang. Okay, may tanong sa number 3 before we proceed kay number 4. Baka may tanong kayo. Favorite nyo ba ang echo? Enjoy nyo ba ang echo before? Sa amin kasi yung prof namin is very soft-spoken na halos hindi mo marinig. So, mabait naman siya. Pero yun nga, hindi namin marinig halos yung boses. Hindi mo naman malayan, tapos na yung semester. And tapos na rin yun, wala na rin kayo maalala sa echo. Okay. Mga class, may tanong kayo, we'll try number 4. Ito naman yung discount rate. Iba lang yung term na discount, yun sa discount na ginagamit sa mga stores kung bumibili tayo. And iba yung definition niya minsan dito sa echo, engineering economy. Question guys, may na? Wala. Pwede ka lang burahin. So, mga given lang naman to. Thus, yan, try to distinguish yung mga given, kung ano sila. Problem number 4 tayo. Sabi sa number 4, a debt of 1,500 pesos will have a discount of 5% if paid in 60 days. Find the rate of interest. Kasi tingin nyo mas, ano yung 1,500? Okay, can you identify ano si 1,500? Present, future amount. Is it the present amount? Ay, basahin niyo ulit yung problem. Sabi niya, a debt of 1,500 pesos will have a discount of 5% if paid in 60 days. Kasi sabi niya, babayaran yung 1,500 in 60 days. That is a future amount. Nagbigay siya dito ng discount rate. The discount rate is equal to 5%. Okay, so yung period natin N is equal to 60 days. Again, kapag walang masyadong detail, i-assume ninyo na it is a ordinary simple interest. Alright? So, hinahanap lang dyan guys is find the rate of interest. Ang purpose nito is para makuha yung interest. So, another equation for interest kasi is yung discount rate multiplied by the future amount. Kumbaga, ito yung mababawas in the future kapag pag sinabi niyang bayaran niya in 60 days. We have the interest is equal to discount rate na 0.05 up 1,500. So ano kasi yung kanyang equivalent interest? May bigay? That is equal to 70 ay 75. Again, we have future amount kanina is equal to present plus interest. So, paano natin tapos kukunin yung present amount? We have present is equal to future minus interest. So, present is equal to 1,500 minus 75. Ang present amount nito is 1,425. So, parang sinasabi niya, yan, naiintindihan kasi yung discount rate dito, medyo iba nga lang siya. Doon sa mga common siguro na understanding natin sa discount rate. So, ang purpose ng discount rate is, again, para makuha yung interest. Okay? Discount rate times the future amount. So, paano lang guys kukunin yung interest rate? The interest rate is equal to interest, present, interest rate, number of interest, period. Magkano mas yung ating interest? This is 75. Magkano yung present amount? 1,425. Interest rate. Interest period natin last? We have 60 days. Again, walang masyadong detail. I-assume nyo na ordinary. Ordinary is 1 year is to 360 days. Ganyan siya dapat. So, pagiging class, ano yung equivalent ng ating interest rate? The simple interest rate. Ano na natin? 31.58%. Okay, nasundan ka si problem number 4. Any question? So, ang definition ng discount rate is parang ito yung percentage ng future amount. Okay? Ay babawas dun sa future amount. Pag binawas mo yan at present, yun yung present amount mo. Ibig sabihin, nagsisimula siya sa 1,425. Okay, so narinig nyo na kasi yung portion sa bangko na at the start, kapag uutang ka sa bangko, ibabawas na agad yung interest. So, ang term din doon is the banker's discount rate. Narinig nyo na ba yun? Just in case narinig na ninyo. Kapag nag-loan ka sa bangko, upon receiving the money, ibabawas agad yung interest. So, ang rate na yon is also the discount rate. Iba yun ka sa discount niya sa ano, di ba? Kapag estudyante. Iba ibig niya sabihin sa discount sa jeep or sa transpo. Ay, may tanong na sa number 4? Any question? Baka may tanong kayo. Will you try number 5? So, sa number 5, ang topic na yan is the equivalent rates. So, sa compound interest. Any question? May tanong? Okay, proceed tayo sa compound. Ito, compound interest. So, kapag simple interest, ang capital mo, yun yung basis ng interest. Pero kapag compound interest, sinasama pati yung interest. Okay? So, paano kasi mag-compute? Okay, pwede bang ibigay ko lang yung formula? Hindi ko na i-derive. We have the future amount is equal to present amount multiplied by 1 plus I raised to n. So, just in case na ito lang class yung ginagamit, kapag yung case is only compounded annually. Pero take note na meron tayong definition kasi ng I. So, ang I class is, minsan ang ginagamit, the term is effective rate. Kapag effective rate, ibig sabihin na rin nun is the same as compounded annually. So, ang definition kasi ng I natin class is I is equal to the J divided by N. Yung J natin, this is the nominal rate. So, nominal rate, yung M naman natin is equal to the number of compounding. And so you have the J nominal rate, and natin is the number of compounding. Di ba class kapag compounded annually class, ano yung value ng M? Simple ba ito? 1. Kaya kapag ganyan, kapag compounded annually, I is simply equal to J over 1. So basically, equal lang siya. Ay kapag compounded annually. So by the way class, ano yung value ng M natin if it is compounded quarterly? So we have this as 4. What about this monthly? We have that as 12. Semi-annually? Semi-annually we have that as 2. What about this? This is bi-monthly. Bi-monthly? Bi-monthly, every 2 months. Yun na 6. What about semi-quarterly? Semi-quarterly, every 1.5 months. Yun na 8. Napansin nyo ba? Annually, M is equal to 1. Kapag gumagamit ng prefix na semi times 2. Diba? 2 times 1 is 2. Kapag ginamit naman yung prefix na by, divided by 2. Ano yung monthly? 12. Divided by 2? 6. Quarterly, ginamitan mo ng semi. 4 times 2? 8. Okay, class, ito yung mga common natin. Kaya pag iba yung compounding, for example, hindi siya compounded annually, nag-e-expand yung ating equation for the future amount. Equal sa present, multiplied by 1 plus the J over M raised to M times N. Ito kasi kanya expanded equivalent just in case hindi siya compounded annually. Okay, so meron tayong mga tinatawag dito na equivalent rates kung gusto nating magpalit ng mode of payment. So tulad ko dun sa insurance ko, so meron kasi akong discount kapag ang bayad ko is annual, hindi every quarter. So initially, every quarter, kinonvert ko sa annually. Pero hindi magbabago yung rate, gumamit lang tayo ng equivalent rates. Ito yung 1 plus the J1 over M1, ay raised to M1 is equal to, we have the 1 plus the J sub 2 over M sub 2 raised to M sub 2. Kung magbabago ako ng mode of payment, equal rates pa rin yun. Pareho pa rin yung income. So huwag nyo nakalimutan ito, hopefully, yun, tatanungin ko kayo mamaya pagdating natin sa annuity. So hopefully hindi nyo makalimutan. Very crucial yung role nito pagdating sa annuity. Will you try us? Problem number 5. Okay, madali lang. Si problem number 5. Good, right? So yan, parang magpapalit ka lang ng mode of payment. Ulit tayo sa number 5. Sabi niya, one interest rate compounded monthly is equivalent to 10% effective rate. Ano yung ulit yung ibig sabihin ng effective rate? The same as compounded annually. So the value of M is equal to 1. Kapag effective rate, equal na yan sa J equal to I. So by equivalent rates tayo, you have that as 1 plus J1 over M1 raised to M1 equal to 1 plus the J sub 2 over M sub 2 raised to M sub 2. Kumbaga, i-convert mo lang. Parang naisipan mo, okay, from annual payment, gagawin mong every month. So, paano ka makakasigurado na hindi ka madadaya? Gamit ka ng equivalent rates kasi equal lang yun. Okay, di ba? Ito yung multiplier ng present amount. Ito yung factor kung tawagin, the future amount factor. So, you have that plus as 1 plus the J1 monthly class, that is 12. So this is divided by 12 raised to 12. Equal to, we have that as 1 plus effective rate 0.10 annually over 1 raised to 1. So paibigay class yung equivalent rate na to now in monthly, compounded monthly. Okay? We have that as 1.10 raised to 1 over 12 minus 1 then times 12. 9.50. Here it goes as 9.57%. Everybody agree? Ano ba sa akin? 9.57%. So parang minsan ginagamit ito ng pangkuto minsan eh. Okay, so papautangin kita, mamili ka, ano yung gusto mo? 10% annually or 9.57 lang monthly? Ano mas gusto mo? Parang ganun. So totoo lang, pareho lang. The same lang yan. Kaya siya tinawag na equivalent rates. So minsan, tingnan ninyo kapag gano'n, kasi may mga nababasa ako minsan na ganyan. You can have it as 10% annually or 9.57% monthly for as low as 9.57% monthly. Sinasabi lang gano'n. Pero kung totoo lang, pareho lang naman yun. Okay? Any question class? May tanong sa number 5? Makakaya-kaya na class si number 6. That's okay. Baka may suot namin number 6. 9.80? 8%. The number 6 tayo. Yan. So one interest rate compounded quarterly is equivalent to 10% compounded semi-annually. Compounded quarterly is 4, semi-annually 2. So by equivalent rates, we have 1 plus J1 over M1 raised to M1 is equal to 1 plus J sub 2 over M sub 2 raised to M sub 2. So dito lang tayo. We have 1 plus the J1 over 4 raised to 4 equal to 1 plus 0.10 over 2 raised to. Sabi nila class ay may nakakuha na raw. We have 9.88%. Everybody agree? Any question sa number 5 and number 6? So again, hopefully, tatanungin ko kayo mamaya. Hopefully, hindi nyo makalimutan yan pagdating ko sa unreading. So very crucial kasi ang purpose or ang use na equivalent rates pagdating sa topic na unreading. Sige, pag-isubukan na si number 7, ito na yung sa application. Ito yung mga common type lang na lumalabas sa board exam kapag ang usapan is compound interest. And mga application, number 7. Okay, so class A, pass board, si number 7. Ganito lang kasing ganisan. Sabi niya sa number 7. At the birth of a child, what amount should his father invest in order to provide the child with 25,000 pesos at the age of 21 years? If money earns 4 and 3% compounded quarterly. Ano ito ka sa decimal? 4 point? Yung 3 over 8, 375%. Again, it is compounded quarterly. So, hinahanap lang kasi pag sinabing i-invest, automatic that is a present amount, di ba? So, we have the future amount kapag compound interest, present multiplied by 1 plus I raised to n. Ganito kapag compounded annually. Pero since it is compounded quarterly, ina-expand natin yung equation. P multiplied by 1 plus, ano ulit equivalent ng I? We have that as the nominal rate divided by the number of compounding. Raised to n times m. Kailangan natin i-multiply yung m dun sa n. Ano kasi yung future amount after 21 years? We have that as 25,000. Magkano yung kailangan i-deposit? Okay, multiplied by 1 plus 0.04375. Quarterly class, ano yung value ng m sa quarterly? Over 4, raised to, ilang taon? 21. So sa 21 years kasi class na to, sa 21 years na to, kada isang taon may 4 na quarter. Kaya kailangan mong i-multiply yun. So times 4. So pwede kay class, magkano dapat yung kailangan i-deposit ngayon? Ano na ko natin? 10,000. Okay, 25 point. Okay, 30. So, magde-deposit ng 10,000, 25.32 para makatanggap ng 25,000 after 21 years. Solid ba yan? Yung investment na yan? So, tingnan niyo. 21 years kas, magkano yung kinita ng pera? Roughly 15,000. 15,000 within 21 years. Solid ba yan? Diba hindi? Medyo mababa. For a reason, yun nga, sabi nga nila, so tama yung sinasabi nila na natutulog ang pera sa bangko. So 15,000 for 21 years. So unang sahod ko, very excited ako na mag-open ng bank account. Akala ko malalaki yung pera, hindi ba? So, parang first 20,000 ko, kumita yun ng 2.64 pesos isang buwan. May bawas yun ng tax. May tax ba yun? Yung 2 pesos. Mababawasan yun ng 20%. So, 2.12 yata yung naiwan sa Kaya mas maganda kung i-invest niyo sa ibang, siguro, sa ibang investment form. Are you try us number 8 to 10? Siguro sa pag nagtatrabaho ko sa Pilipinas, ang isa sa mga nakakalungkot kapag tumatanggap ka ng payslip is kapag makita mo yung tax. Isa sa nakakalungkot na part ng payslip, yung buwis. We try us number 8 to 10. Okay, problem number 8 to 10 tayo. Sabi nga, so compute the interest for an amount of 200,000 pesos for a period of 8 years. So sa number 8, ang binigyan niya ko sa number 8 is if it was made at a simple interest rate of 16%. So paano ulit kanina yung mag-compute ng simple interest? Ipin, I is equal to present amount, interest rate, number of interest period. We have the interest equal to present amount, 200,000. Interest rate natin was is 0.16. Gaano katagal? 8 years. So we have the interest equal to, ay bigay? So we have that as 256,000. Ang taas kasi ng interest mo. Ganyan ba kayo kataas mag-interest kapag nagpautang? 16%. Hindi ko rin alam yung system ng Bombay kung ba, wala akong idea. Okay, so ulit try class number 9. Ay, subukan naman mo si number 9. So, balikan nyo lang class yung main problem para hindi kayo malito. Ang hinahanap kasi natin sa 8 to 10 is interest. Alright? So, sabi niya, compute the interest. Number 9, if it was made at 16% compounded by monthly. Pero mas wala tayong direct formula for interest kapag compound interest, di ba? Ang nakakompute mo natin is future. Ano yung equivalent ng future? Present divided by 1 plus I raised to n. Kaya lang, hindi siya compounded annually. Anong ginagawa natin kapag hindi compounded annually? Expand. Divided by 1 plus 3 over m raised to m times n. By monthly class, ano yung value ng m ulit kanina? We have that as 6. Every 2 months. So, future amount class to present 200,000 ay divided by 1 plus 16% by monthly. We have that as 0.16 over 6. Ilang taon class? So we have 8 years. Pero kada isang taon, may 6 na bi-monthly. May 6 na every 2 months. So 5 class yung ating future amount. Ano nakuha niyo na future amount? 700? 7? Yung 707,000 365.97. Yan na ba kasi yung sagot natin? Ako ingat kasi inaway ako ng barkada ko ng isang problem na ganito. Hindi, yun yung sagot dyan, sabi niya sa akin. Sabi ko hindi. Alam mo yung required class, basahin niyo ulit yung problem. Okay? Hindi porket may napalabas tayo na kamukha na nasa choices, basahin niyo ulit yung nasa problem. Ano ba sa hinahanap? Okay, paano mas mag-compute ng future? Yung literal lang. Ang future is present plus interest. Paano mo kunin yung interest? Ang interest mo is yung future, ibawas yung capital. Di ba? Any type of interest, ganito mag-compute na interest. So we have the interest cost is equal to 707,365.97 minus, ano yung capital? 200,000. So the interest cost is equal to 507,365.97. So ayan. So konting ingat ha. Tingnan nyo lang. Kasi ganun, may mga times na may nakapalabas tayo sa calcul na kamukha ng nasa choices. Basahin maigi yung problem. Will you try number 10? So number 10 class, again, we are computing for the interest. If it was made at 16% compounded continuously. So wala rin tayong direct formula for the computation of the interest, pero meron tayong equivalent formula cost ng future. Para siyang formula ng growth and decay sa differential equation, pero iba na yung term na gagamitin natin dito. Future amount is equal to present amount e raised to I times n. Sa ibang reference palabas, just in case na ma-encounter nyo yung mga may iba kayong libro, ang I sa ibang libro is R. Rate of interest, rate of interest. Sa iba naman, yung number of interest period sa kanila is T. Okay? Just in case lang na ma-encounter ka ng ibang libro. So minsan sa ibang reference, this is instead na pain, sa kanila is per. Parang gano'n. Instead na pain, per. Pero pareho lang. So kunin natin tas yung ating future amount. We have that as 200,000 e raised to, ano yung given na rate? 16%, 0.16. Gaano katagal? 8 years. So pagbigay class, magkano yung kanyang future amount? 500. Ano lang kanina? 700? 719? 719,327.95. May default. Everybody agree class? 719,327.95. Pero again, hindi siya yung sagot. Paano mas mag-ulit ng interest? Interest is always future minus present. So ang interest cost is 719,327.95. Ibawas lang natin yung capital. This as 200,000. So ang interest nito is equal to 519,327.95. So, sinong case lang class yung may direct formula tayo sa interest. Sinong formula lang yun? Sa simple, interest lang. So, the rest, kapag gusto nyong kumuha ng interest, future minus present lang. Pero pag simple interest, direct yun. Yan, may tanong? Okay, we'll try class number 11. number 11. So, boss, kaya problem number 11 tayo. Baka may sagot na kaya? Kapag lang kasi number 11 si number 7. Pero sa number 7 kasi, ang required is present. Dito, ang given is present. Ang hinahanap is yung YouTube. Okay, so problem number 11 tayo. The sum of 26,000 pesos was deposited. Again, yung mga clue ninyo para ma-identify yung given. It is a present amount kasi di-deposit. In a fund earning interest of 8% per annum compounded quarterly. What was the principal in the fund at the end of 3 years? So at the end of 3 years, that is a future. You have the future amount plus to the present multiplied by 1 plus I raised to n. Kaya lang, compounded quarterly, expand, P1 plus J over M raised to M times N or N times M. We have the future amount plus equal to 26,000. Okay, multiplied by 1 plus J natin, 0.08. Compounded quarterly. Raised to ilang taon? Tatlo. Pero kada isang taon, dun sa 3 years na yun, may 4 na quarters. So, pakibigay class, magkano yung kanyang future amount? 32,000. This is 32,974.20. Okay, also a password. Plus kapag ordinary compound interest, ganito lang siya. Ganito lang siya sa board exam. So, hopefully kaya nyo mag-identify ng given. Actually, nadadali ang mga civil sa terms minsan sa econ. Mahirap sundan or mahirap intindihin minsan yung terms. So, magaling ba tayo sa English? Efficient tayo? Magaling tayo? Laging problema ko ang English, no? Pero hindi naman. Noong high school ako, sumasali ako sa poem writing contest, essay writing. Pero na nag-engineering na, wala na. Hindi ko alam, ayoko na rin magbasa ng isang paragraph. Hindi ko na napagtsatsagaan yun. Gusto ko ganito lang, mga ganito lang na kahaba. Yung para mga problems natin. Sige, mas, kindly solve number 12. Hopefully you can identify the given properly. You try. 3 minutes. That's 1 minute. Okay, time is up. Ano na kanina? Sarap natin. Okay? Kami nga. So sabi niya sa number 12, an investment of 8,250.5. Ano yung given na yun? Investment. Present yun. Okay? So an investment of 8,250.5 increases by 10,200.5. Ano to? Interest. Interest siya kasi is ang binanggit niya increases by. Kung increases to sana future, na ba? Ano ba yung ibig sabihin ng increases by? Nadagdagan ng di ba nadagdagan ng 10,200.5? Nadagdag dun sa present mo, that is the interest. Okay? Malinaw yung plus? So, ang sabi niya kasi is increases by, hindi increases to. Kapag increases to, future amount. Pero ang sabi niya, nadagdagan ng 10,200.5. Di ba pag nag-i-invest tayo, yung nadadagdag is yung interest. So, future amount plus, ano magawin ng future amount? Present plus interest. So, the future amount is equal to 8,250.5 plus 10,200.5. So, ang future amount nito is equal to 18,450. Tama ba? 18,451. Ayun, plus, kompleto na tayo sa given. Future amount is equal to present multiplied by quarterly 1 plus the j over m raised to n times m. Magkano yung future amount? 18,451. Present amount, 8,250.5. Multiplied by 1 plus yung given na rate, we have that as 0.07 divided by 4. Raised to n times 4. Ang hinahanap natin dito, the number of years. Yan, ano naman natin ko sa number of years? We have the last. Ano na? 11 point? We have this as 11.6 years. Ayan. Usually talaga, marami sa atin, nadadali pagdating sa terms. Pagkaintindi yung comprehension natin sa problem. Yung pag-identify natin na given. Yan. May tanong ba sa number 12? Ayan, so hopefully may nakuha kayo dun sa simple interest kanina na concept. I-apply nyo yun dyan sa number 13 naman. Sa number 13. Kung po may apply nyo dyan, class, yung ginamit natin sa number 2 kanina na idea. Alam niyo yung ginawa natin sa number 2? Okay, sabi niya sa number 13, if money is worth 6% compounded annually, so M is equal to 1 doon, what payment 12 years from now is equivalent to a payment 125,000 pesos 9 years from now? Lakas parang kahawig niya si number 2 kanina, kaya si number 2 is simple interest. Anong ginawa natin kanina kung puro future amount yung given? Kasi di ba ang present amount is dapat nasa 0 year. Pero ito 9 years, tsaka years. Anong ginawa natin kanina? Pass forward. Pass forward, class, that is after 9 years. Kung tapos na class yung 9 na taon, ano yung 125,000? Present amount na yun. Ang hinahanap na lang natin dito is a future amount. Ilang taon yan class mag-i-interest? Kung gano'n, from 9 to 12. From minus 9, mag-i-interest na lang siya ng 3 taon. So we have future is equal to present multiplied by 1 plus I. Pwede natin gamitin ito directly for a reason. It is compounded annually lang naman. Since again, annually, M is equal to 1. Future amount class, magkano yung present after 9 years? 125,000, 1 plus the rate, 0.06. Ilang taon? Raised to 3. Ayun lang naman guys. Baka napapaisip kayo, wala tayong present amount at 0 year. So isipin nyo lang, tapos na yung pinakamalapit. Kapag tapos na yung pinakamalapit, present amount na siya. Yung mas malayo, future amount siya. Ano na ko natin? We have the last? Okay, number 13 is 148,877. May tanong, Bas? Any question? So next topic natin is the annuity. So isa sa mga pinakasikat na topics sa civil engineering board exam, we have the annuity. So definition niya dyan, class, annuity is a series of periodic payments. They are equal made at regular intervals. Very important dito na alam ninyo yung location ng mga values. So, ayunayin natin yung ay ordinary. Since again, meron siyang mga several types. So, ang isang example kasi ng annuity is kung common or pare-pareho lang yung binabayad niyo sa rent every month. So, yun yung example ng annuity. Sa amin naman, tax, SSS, insurance, mga ganun. Yung common value and common interval or equal interval. So, saan natin guys matatagpuan ang present amount ng isang annuity? Ang present amount ay laging nasa tapat ng 0. Saan naman guys matatagpuan yung future amount ng annuity? So, ang future amount ng annuity ay laging nasa tapat ng last payment. Okay, ganyan siya class, yung location ng mga values niyan. So, yung nakalimutan, kasi minsan, yung annuity is hindi nagsisimula sa 0. Minsan, dinidelay. Ang tawag doon is the deferred annuity. So, kung mapapansin niyo, paano niyo i-compute yung future amount? Parang manual computation. Ito yung kanyang barbaric solution. Future amount, ito kasi since nandyan yung future amount, nag-interest ba yung last payment? Ay, hindi nag-i-interest ang last payment. Okay? Plus, ito, nag-interest siya ng 1 period. So, A multiplied by 1 plus I raised to 1. Ito, plus A, 1 plus I raised to 2. And so on, ito, kung ito yung n mo, plus annuity multiplied by 1 plus I raised to n minus 1. Kasi yung 1 na to, yung last payment, siya yung hindi nag-interest, kaya minus 1. So, yun kasi man yung barbaric solution. Pwede siyang gamitan ng sigma summation. Pero parang so far sa mga board exam ng civil, hindi applicable ito. Yung gagamitan mo ng summation. Kasi medyo complicated lagi yung binibigay. Okay? So, anong ginawa dito? Yan, ginawa dito kasi nag-multiply lang ng 1 plus I. Ano yung magiging result niyan? F 1 plus I is equal to A multiplied by 1 plus I plus A multiplied by 1 plus I raised to 2 plus A multiplied by 1 plus I raised to 3 and so on plus A multiplied by 1 plus I raised to ano kasi yung result na to? Anong ginagawa kapag the same base? Anong ginagawa sa exponents? Algebra? Anong ginagawa doon? Anong ginagawa kapag the same base? Anong ginagawa sa exponents? Add. N minus 1 plus 1? N. Ay, ganun siya. Tapos, ang ginawa, ito yung initial equation natin kanina, ibabawas natin yun sa resulting equation. Minus F equal to, yung initial kanina, from this equation, minus this equation. Ano yung magiging result? Future multiplied by 1 plus I minus future is equal to, kailangan yung tanggalin yung mga magkakapareho. Magkakapareho kasi is ito. Yan, may iiwan yung mga unique. Ano yung unique dito sa taas? Ito yun. So that is annuity multiplied by 1 plus I raised to n. Minus, ano yung unique sa baba? A. Ano ba yung naiwan? Ito class, what about this one? May iwan or matatanggal? Matatanggal siya. For a reason, bakit matatanggal ito class? What is the term before n? Ano yung term before n? Okay, nandito yung 1 plus I raised to n minus. Diba before n is n minus 1? Kaya matatanggal ito. So ito lang mas yung may iwan dyan. Tapos kung isi-simplify pa natin, so factor out ko dun tas yung F, ang may iwan dun is 1 plus I minus 1. Ito? So factor out yung F, 1 plus I, 1. Is equal to, sa kabila, factor out yung A. Okay, ang naiwan naman dito is 1 plus I raised to n minus 1. So, 1 minus 1, 0 na yon. I lang yung naiwan dito. Divide both sides of the equation by I. So, future amount natin is equal to annuity divided by 1 plus I raised to n minus 1 divided by I. Ito yung formula ng future amount ng isang annuity. So, paano naman class kunin yung kanyang present amount? Okay, paano naman kunin yung present amount? So, ang present amount, i-assume lang natin siya class na whole number or accumulated value. Tapos i-assume natin siya na future amount siya na isang compound interest kasi gumagamit pa rin naman siya ng compound interest. Okay, present divided by 1 plus I raised to n. Present is equal to future divided by 1 plus I raised to n. Yung future na to, i-assume mo lang siya na siya yung future amount ng annuity. So that will be equal to annuity divided by 1 plus I raised to n minus 1 divided by I, then divided by 1 plus I raised to n. So present amount formula is now equal to the annuity divided by 1 plus I, and 1 plus I raised to n minus 1 divided by 1 plus, or yung I muna, I, 1 plus, I raised to n. Ito yung formula mas ng present amount. Pero yun nga, hindi ko masyadong ginagamit ito for a reason, masyadong maraming input. Ang daming ilalagay. Tama ba? So, pwedeng i-simplify ba yan? I-separate nyo lang kasi yung fraction dun sa loob ng bracket. Present amounts go the annuity divided by, ano yung common denominator? I, 1 plus I raised to n. So you have that as I, 1 plus I raised to n. Ano yung numerator na first term? 1 plus I raised to n. Minus 1 over I, 1 plus I raised to n. Ganun. So nandas yung pag-separate ko dun sa fraction. So dito, pwede na natin i-cancel. Okay? We have the present amount equal to the annuity divided by 1 na lang ito, 1 minus. So I yung naiwan, anong I lang yung may iwan dito? Taas natin ba? Pag tinaas natin yan, guys, ano yung mangyayari sa exponent? 1 plus I raised to negative n divided by. Okay, ito yung mas gamit ko na present amount formula ng annuity. Kasi medyo hawig siya dito. So kapag future, 1 plus I raised to n minus 1. Kapag present, 1 minus 1 plus I raised to negative n. Pero huwag nyo pa rin kakalimutan na kailangan pa rin minsan i-multiply yung n na yan ng m. Yung I mo pa rin dyan is the same as j over n. Just in case, iba yung compounding, hindi annually. Yung dalawang ito, directly kapag yung case is. So take note na kailangan nyo pa rin i-expand yung formula na yan kapag ang ginamit is hindi annually. So take note kasi gumagamit siya ng concept ng compound interest. Ito na? Any question? Concerned ba kayo sa derivation? Matanong ko. O yun lang dulo. Parang ito lang yung pinipicturean niyo eh. Wala kayong pakialam sa part na. Bakit kaya? Okay, so okay lang naman yun. Kung gusto nyo magturo in the future, gusto nyo, dapat may alam kayo ng konti sa bago. May gusto bang magturo dito? Nagre-recruit kami ng gustong tumulong sa amin. Gusto nyo magturo, kaya no? Kasi karamihan lang sinasabi nila is, hindi, pag matanda na ako sa nakon-view, mag-experience muna ako sa labas. I guess now we try problem number 14, our first example sa annuity. class, so madali lang. Si problem number 14, direct sa blank. Sabi niya ko sa problem number 14. And what is the present value of a 3-year annuity paying 3,000 pesos at the end of each year with interest at 8% compounded annually? So ano ka sa hinahanap? First line pa lang, nasabi na, di ba? Present value. Present amount is equal to the annuity multiplied by 1 minus 1 plus I raised to negative and divided by I. Since compounded annually, no need to expand yung ating I na J over N. So present amount plus equal to 3,000 multiplied by 1 minus 1 plus I natin 0.08 raised to negative 3 divided by 0.0. So pwede class, ano yung value ng ating present amount? Get that as 7,731. Everybody agree? Mukhang madali lang, tama? Madali lang naman siya talaga. So, mga appetizer problem, madali lang talaga. Pag-isubukan nga kasi number 15. Try nyo lang. Si problem number 15. Si number 15 class is an example ng ordinary annuity at the same time. And consider siya as ordinary at the same time it is a deferred annuity. Usually kapag annuity na ordinary, ang bayaran kapag ordinary kasi is at the end of the years. End of each year. Pag sinabi namang deferred, kapag deferred, i-delay mo yung pagbabayad. So tulad na to, delay siya ng 10 years. Mutang siya ng 187, dinelay niya ng 10 years. So it is a deferred annuity. Okay, problem number 15. A man loans 187,000 pesos from a bank with interest of 6% compounded quarterly. He agrees to pay his obligations by paying 8 equal annual payments. The first being due at the end. So, yun yung common clue. Kapag ordinary, magbabayad ka at the end of each year. So, at the end of 10 years. So, find the annual payment. So, tama ba kas? Matatapos on the 17th. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 annual payments, matatapos on the 17th year. Ang tanong, magkano yung babayaran niya kada taon? Ay, di ba madali lang yung number 14? O, very rare na lalabas yung ganito. Common sa board exam. Okay, so paano natin class kukunin? Paano natin kukunin yung value ng annuity? Babayaran niya annually. Okay, so take note class na on the same year, equal ang amount ng pera. Kailangan nyo lang dalhin lahat ng mga values on the same year. So saan nyo class gustong dalhin? Sa present or sa future? So, ito class yung sequence para makita ninyo, para makapamili kayo. Nasaan class yung future amount ng mga annuities na to? Yung sabi ko kanina. Future amount ay nasa tapat ng last payment. Yan yung future amount ng mga annuity. Nasaan class yung kanyang present amount? One step backward from the first payment. So, nandiyan yung kanyang pinaka-present. Pero, there is a future on the 9 years. Ang pinaka-present niya, dadalhin mo sa pinaka-zero. Nandito yung totoong present. So, matrabaho kapag present yung usapan. Pero ito, dalhin nyo lang sa future amount. Yan. So, on the same year, kapag the same year, equal ang amount ng pera. Yung bayad at saka yung utang. Kaya lang mas, is this an annuity? Di ba hindi? It is a one-time value. Kung paano siya dalhin sa future, paano siya dalhin sa future? Future amount, kanina? Present multiplied by 1 plus? Di ba ordinary compound? Yun. So, the same amount on 17th year. So, matrabaho kas kapag present kasi dalawang beses. Dalhin mo sa present, kaya lang, one step backward, 9 yun. One step ulit pabalik hanggang 0. Pero kapag dinala natin lahat ng future on the same year, equal na yun. So, saan mas yung gusto nyo gamitin? Present or future? Future. Pinakamadali yung future. So, take note, on the same year, yung future